Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. Forgot our name there.
Wow.
I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine. I did not forget.
Congratulations. Usually you're the forgetful one. And this is Saturday BOLO Day here. We give you a lot of great things that sold, and we do a deep dive into them and try to make each other chuckle a little bit as well. I did that on purpose, you know.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah,
You were chuckling.
I chuckled under my breath. You couldn't hear it. Up is military tanks, trucks, and artillery lot of 28 die-cast or 187 scale appearance.
So how big is 187?
A little smaller than Matchbox and Hot Wheels.
Okay.
I can't imagine they're smaller, but I gotta.
That's what I was gonna say.
I gotta trust my employee on this one. Hopefully they are smaller. If not, they're gonna be getting returned. But they paid $86 for.
Well, would they return them if they're Hot Wheels size? Would they return them?
I wouldn't, but maybe they need them for a layout or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe they're doing like a military layout. But again, the wheels do look different, so it doesn't look like they're Matchbox. So I'll cross my fingers.
Now, how would they have? I guess the other question I have is, how would they have known they're 187? Does it say on there somewhere, or?
Some might say that, or they may just say like, "Hey, these are smaller than Matchbox. I've dealt with them before. They got to be 187."
Okay.
Hopefully, that's what my employee did. It was listed about a year ago, so
Right.
I will continue to cross my fingers. Next up, Kraft joystick for Atari Commodore with instructions. This is vintage, probably 1980s, I'm guessing. They didn't want to put that in there, but it's still sold for $30.
Now, on something like that, I'm assuming it's not tested? Comes a show and please sue. Not tested. Okay.
Yeah, I would imagine they would work. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they break down, but it looks like it's in great shape, but...
you still got the original box and everything, too. So what was that? Was that a...
That was just a joystick, but it said it's for Atari, Commodore, Sears. So, it's like a universal one, I guess.
From back in the day, right. Wow.
Pretty cool. So if you see any type of vintage joystick, I would buy it anyways. You can get it for a few bucks.
Right.
Next up, Willie Mays, God rest his soul. Autographed Majestic Jersey XL from the Say Hey COA from his company. I took like a 280 on this. Obviously he passed maybe a month ago, or 2 months ago, June. It looks like we listed it probably shortly after.
So where's the signature?
So again, not the best picture, but you got that, and you got the two holographs there. So
can you go back to the first picture?
Sure.
Yeah, you really can't even see it on the first picture. Yeah. That would have been one where I almost would have flipped to put that one first. Yeah, just because once you see it, then you know what you're looking for. But wow. Why would he have signed it on there, do you think?
A lot of them sign it right on there too. Oh, plus they feel like the silver comes out on the black, like shows it's a lot brighter. But on this particular one, it looks like it did not.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Maybe they not that one for cheap, but his stuff's probably $250 to $300. His jerseys,
right?
Unless you got an upper deck or something. All right, I would not recommend buying stuff like this. These are dead in the water, vintage Western stuff. Hopalong Cassidy, 1950s. Hazel Atlas Milk Glass. I think I took like a $12 or $13 on it. Had it up. It wasn't up for too long though, about a couple months.
Yeah.
But
something though. If you're at a sale and they're asking $1 a piece on them, they're worth picking up.
Yeah, I mean it's a little risky shipping them, but it's one mug. You can wrap it pretty good, so it should be okay. Next up, looks like we got lots going on here. A lot of 40 Hot Wheels Matchbox emergency vehicles and fire trucks. I was going through some collections, and there was a little in this one, little in that one. I go, let me put a bunch together. They're not worth much individually. They're rather newer and more common. But I said, throw them up. I think we got $60, so about $1.50 a piece for them, which I'm sure I didn't pay anywhere near that, quarter 50 cents maybe. But again,
even if you did pay $1.50 each, you sold off the cream.
I sold it right. I sold it, moved it on. Yep, exactly. Yep. Right, next up, Hasbro 1985 Transformers Omega Supreme Autobot Base Complete. I think I took $280 in this one too. I had this up. I bought this a few years ago, maybe during COVID, and I probably paid more premium. And I think it was sitting around for a while. I didn't really change my price, and eventually it caught up with itself, and the price started to be more realistic, and it took the $280, and we move on.
So do you think you made money or lost money?
I probably made a little bit. I probably paid $200 when it was worth $400 or $500.
Right.
But again, sitting around for 2 years now, I can take that $280 and do something else with it.
Right.
Next up, Ronald McDonald, WWF WWE Custom 5-inch wrestling figure. Not the best custom job, but I think it was Doink the Clown they used, and they modified it. It's just kind of cool. It went for like $25.
Now, who did that?
I just picked up a collection of wrestlers and it was in there like that. So.
Now, how do you know that that's a custom modified? Like, I wouldn't have any
Well, the
idea.
paint's horrible. You can tell.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it looks like my kid when he was 8 years old did it. But anyways, it's a Doink the Clown. They never made a McDonald's wrestling figure, but still kind of cool if you're a collector.
Yeah. Huh.
Next up, Paperboard's not the only one selling magazines nowadays. Writer's Digest, February 76, Hemingway, Faulkner, Fitzgerald. My not so great lister listed this and seemed to do a good enough job to get $22 out of it.
Yeah. Yep. It's also got Ray Bradbury.
There you go.
Just saying.
Yeah. And another Build-A-Figure BAF Hasbro 2021 Marvel Legends X-Men Sentinel. This one appears to be complete as far as I know, and I sold this for $40.
So how did these come out? They came out boxed, and then you...
Well, say there's 7 or 8 parts. They do a series of 7 or 8 figures, and each figure you buy has a part in it. So you got to buy all 7 or 8 different figures from the series to Build-A-Figure.
Oh, and the other figures are small figures or something.
Yeah, like a 6-inch. You know, this is probably 12 inches. Usually they're bigger for the most part.
Oh, all right. So
but they're exclusive. So this could come from some X-Men line where, say, they made 8 figures. X-Men, Wolverine's in one, Cyclops is in another one, and you got to buy all 8 to get one part out of it. So if this breaks down into 8 parts, each one was bought out of a separate figure. Good concept, and all these the Star Wars did. All these different companies were doing them. So.
Oh wow.
Yep, I think you were up.
I did not know that. Army versus Navy College Football 1966. Old original bookbinder's menu, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Kind of just a neat little item right over here. Sold because, again, the Army-Navy game is always the last regular college football game of the season. A lot of people sit down and watch that. It's a tradition, always right at the end of November. So when you do find things from the game, pick them up, sell them. They may not always sell. I mean, this one got lucky. Sold this time of year. Usually they sell around November, right? Just before the game itself. But again, I got to think $25 out of it. Quite happy with that for a menu. Up next, it seems to be a weekly sale. International Bonsai Magazine, 1985, number 3, Crabapple Bonsai. There you go.
Wow.
Mr. Magazine's laughing because he bought a big collection of these a while ago, and somebody paid attention to the BOLO video and is making money thanks to our BOLO
Mine
video.
aren't selling, so someone's undercutting me, I think.
Probably not. $20 plus shipping? I'm probably not undercutting you.
Mine are, yeah.
Probably
mine
not.
are probably on sale for $18.
Exactly.
Ain't an offer.
Up next, Assassination USA Magazine, 1968. JFK, Martin Luther King Jr., RFK Kennedy's. I'd never seen this before, have you?
No.
Went for $25. Somebody, believe it or not, in the UK bought it. And they're like, would you take this offer, please? I'm like, yeah, I'll take $25 for that, sure. Yeah. It took 2 years to sell. But again, something that I have absolutely never seen before in all these years. First one I've ever gotten. So I was like, oh, interesting magazine.
I wonder who's next is the Cult of Violent Spreads.
Nice. This is a song, right?
No, it's at the bottom of the magazine.
Oh, I thought it was from a song. It sounded like some like Metallica song or something or other. Or I was thinking "Cult of Personality" by Living Colour. Wow, all right. Waterbury Clock Company 1930s brochure, Mickey Mouse. Took the $24 offer on it. Pretty neat though, because it literally just opens up, but they're talking about the Mickey Mouse watch in there.
Yeah.
So if you do collect Mickey Mouse, it is an odd little addition to your collection. Certainly, probably not a lot of these made. Did put it up for auction. Only one person in the world cared, but now they have a nice item in their collection.
Nice.
Up next, Kahn New Wonder Saxophones Catalog, 1938. Harry Reeser Orchestra. A lot of great art. In fact, it literally says great artists.
Wow.
A lot of great artists using their things over there. Pretty neat. Paid $1 for this or so at a flea market, so I got $32 out of it. Cannot argue with that. I like the colors on it as well. You definitely tell it's an Art Deco look to it. No doubt at all about it. Up next, PSM Magazine, PlayStation, second issue, October 1997, with lid sticker Resident Evil. That makes a big difference whether the sticker is there or not. And it is. People obviously want it complete if possible.
Yeah.
So $51, I picked it up at the flea market for $1, so I'm happy with that little purchase right over there as well. And I didn't know the first thing about the stickers or any of that. I just said, hey, that's a real early issue.
Yeah.
And then found out indeed that it has the sticker.
Cool.
Up next, Shangri-La. I think another Three Dog Night song, I believe it is. Motel brochure, Weirs, New Hampshire. Lake, yep, some lake.
Winnipesaukee?
Is that how you say it? You're
Sure.
way better than me. Hey, you're on today. I think I'm tired. I don't know what's going on. Usually, playing the part of...
There used to be Winnie the Pooh sighting. Say, look at Winnie the Pooh's at Winnipesaukee. Remember that?
Oh, playing the part of Paper Guy tonight is Mr. Magazine, who's actually awake, and I'm not. I think I need one of his energy drinks. There you go. 1950s. Took a $20 offer on this, which is not bad at all for just a little brochure. Quite happy about that. A couple of items over here. Now we're into the fun part of the show. We have Fun on the Farm, where we talk about things that I tried to get $3 for on Whatnot, and everybody laughed at me and said, Fun on the Farm, the color coloring book? Why would I want a 1937 coloring book for $3 that will then go for $24? That's not nearly enough of a profit margin.
Exactly.
So I had to make the money. And the final item that also was offered up for... now, this last item, before I click on it, I offered it up in 2 different auctions. So 2 different times people had the option to buy this. Just telling you, for $3. Went for $70. Japan Inside Out, The Challenge of Today by Syngman Rhee, 2nd edition, 1941.
Wow.
Not in the best shape by any means whatsoever, but it did go for $70 after being offered twice on Whatnot for $3.
You didn't think it was worth $70 originally, obviously.
I give good deals. We'll
You
just
do,
leave
yeah.
it at that.
Sounds like you do.
We'll just leave it at that. I didn't even look it up. And that's the one thing when I sell things on Whatnot, I generally don't even look them up. I just put them over there.
I gotta imagine, like, at this point, you're selling a high percentage of Whatnot items in your, in your lots, your auctions or whatever.
Yeah.
So there can't be only a handful not selling, and the ones that aren't selling are going
good.
for the good money.
Yeah, imagine what the stuff the selling's going for.
I gotta take some time off of work and start buying your leftovers.
Yeah, you just got to sit at Whatnot and
Yeah.
keep buying everything, and
Jeez.
you get yourself a nice car.
Either the other stuff that's selling is really, really good or really, really bad. And they just don't want the good stuff.
Oh, that could be it too.
Yeah,
There, maybe I'm a charity case over there.
Yeah,
That could be it.
exactly,
That
yeah.
could be it as well. But yeah, anybody who goes to my Whatnots will remember that. 2 different auctions. So I had to bring that one up. I did get a $70 on it. So hey, come on by the Whatnot auctions, 4 p.m. Eastern, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, 10 a.m. Eastern on Tuesdays as well. You can get lots and lots of great deals. I promise. Scout's honor. All right, we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.